All right, number 31. Basically, they're asking Meg deposited $1,000 into the bank. It pays 3% monthly interest. Okay, so we know that this is your principal. So this is where 1,000 is going to go. Your interest is 3%. So this is 0.03. That's what that goes in there. The monthly interest is 12. Or no, the fact that it said monthly interest or whatever is, the number of times, whatever. Yeah. So what I would probably do is on my graph is this is 1,000, 1,040, and it looks to me like it goes like this. Yeah. Goes like this, and then over here, this is 1. So it's got a nice like arrow like that. That's how much money you're making every single time. So this is definitely dollars over here, right? Because this isn't like 1,000 months or 1,000 days or even 1,000 years. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's no question about that. And then this right here, I would say represents your months. And the reason why I would say that is, first thing what you could do is you could plug in time is equal to 1 over 12. You could say, well, what is t is equal to 1 over 12? Because that would be what 1 month is. And then you would figure out the number, and I think that the answer you would come in, if you plug in all of these things, would be 40. Or like 1,040. But I mean, another big giveaway to this is like, oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Picking second. Hold on. I kind of have a feeling that t is in years. This is supposed to be years. The reason being is because we've already accounted for the number of times we've already accounted for the number of times we're calculating this interest with the n, and so the t always represents how many years you're dealing with, or the time frame. And so since we said monthly, we accounted for the fact that it's monthly by changing an n, but then the t is after 1 year, after 2 years. And I guess a good way to think about it is, I know this isn't exactly the same number, but what is 3% of 1,000? Is 30, okay? 3% of 1,000 is 30. So what you would do is you would say, if they were going to do an annual calculation of interest, this would give you $1,030. But we know that since they're calculating the interest more frequently, 12 times a year instead of 1 time a year, it's going to be a little bit more. But it's not going to be like, it's not like you're going to make $40 in 1 month. That's why I looked at this thing and said, no, it's got to be years on the bottom over there. Because that would it almost looks like it would be like $40 in 1 month. And no, at 3% interest, you would make $30 in 1 year if you were to compound it just once. Does that make sense? So that bottom label can't be months. It has to be years, unless you're stealing money from the bank or something like that. All right.